live. Okay. I'm gonna wait a minute or so for people to come in, but everybody watching the pre-recorded or recorded version, I'm gonna trim that cow and that cow over there. I call them cows because they've got the cow patterns, so they're cows. Okay, let me grab my halter and stuff and okay, I got a halter. My stuff's down here. I just forgot that I needed to move this mat. I'm going to be a little bit sort of lazy today and just trim in the arena. Put you guys there for a second. Instead of the wash station. Okay. Now I put the mat in there because I get tired of brushing off the hooves when they put them down in the sand. Fastest way to dull your knives and rasps. So we're going to do hoof trimming for a little bit. Who's here? Hello, Martine. Your network is worse than yesterday. That sucks. So yeah, we're going to trim Lena first and then Roo. Those will be the two I'll do for now in this stream, and then we'll chuck everybody out who's keen to go out. So I'm gonna go get Lena and I'll be right back. Put you guys there for now. Okay, we've got her. We captured this wild animal. So let's trim her. It's been a few weeks, 2 to 3 weeks since her last trim. I'll put you guys here for the time being. Lena's just gonna hang it with us, I hope. Little big girl. I've talked about trimming quite a bit. I'm actually going to flip the camera around. Let's see. So I can see what on earth I'm filming. So bear with me while I find some kind of level location to put you people. Nope. Nope. Yes, that's not bad. But that said though, I need Lena over here. Okay, so you know what I need? I actually need a barrel because I want to have 2 different viewpoints. I want to be able to stand up and talk, and I want to be able to do the work. So we'll grab a barrel. What do you think, Lena? Here comes a barrel. Nothing in it. Okay, that's better. It's not level. Sorry. Okay, so we've got Lena. There we go. Now we can see her big, beautiful eyes. Right? Like that. Okay, so gear for trimming. I use a rasp, just a rasp. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to see all the comments, everybody, but I'll try. Maureen's here. Hello, Maureen. And Brenda. Who else is here? I can't barely see the screen. It's so bright out here today. Hello, Missy. She's at work. Rebecca. Hello, Rebecca. Hola. Hello, Pop. And Val. All right. Pouring rain there, eh? I was just looking on the news earlier today, and I think quite a few of you know that I used to live in Japan. I lived there for 10 years. So I try to keep up on some of the things that are going on there, but right now some parts of it are flooding from heavy rains. And in fact, I've seen that, of course, leads to a bunch of other connected articles and stuff, and how places in China, essentially parts of Asia are getting flooded. A lot of rain coming down. It's kind of, it reminded me, I thought about poor me with my 4 days of drizzly rain, you know. What a baby, eh? Just stop complaining about stuff. Okay, come here, Lena. I need you on the mat. Thank you kindly. Very good. All right, so we're on the mat. So we left the camera view there for a second. We're on the mat here. You guys are on a barrel so we can see. So down here, we've got a mat here, and I was talking a little bit about gear that I would use. So let's grab some hoof trimming stuff. You guys have, you know, all know what a hoof pick is. Just, I like this is important. I think it's important. There's different types of hoof picks, and I personally like these ones that look like a screwdriver. Like that. Not the big wedge ones. It's really wide up here and then narrow down here. Those ones are usually really weak. But these screwdriver looking ones, like a bent screwdriver sort of thing, I really like these. They're very strong, and then I like a good brush on the back. As you can see, mine is very well used. When you trim as many horses as I do, I keep two hoof picks with me. Hello, Lena. Basic pair of gloves, because I am constantly scratching up my hands and stuff. And then my next major tool is just a rasp, and this rasp is brand new right now because Lena's feet are usually a lot of work. Yeah, because they're like an inch thick in hoof wall. So a brand new rasp can go a long ways to reducing the amount of effort you have to put into, and a sharp tool is better than a dull tool. You'll be less likely to make mistakes. So this rasp has a rough side there, you can see, and then a fine side there, and the edges also have blades on it as well. I don't use the edges very often. It's really rare for me to use the edges, but for all the major work, that side, finishing work, that side. I don't use nippers unless they're my little tiny ones. These ones here, they're bonsai nippers. Bonsai, what are they called again? You have a fly on your eyeball. They're nub clippers or something. I don't know. Anyways, they look like this. They're actually a Japanese brand. You can see that there. maybe. And very reliable. I've been using them for 2 years. I've never sharpened them. And you can still see that there's no gap. Oh God, you're never going to be able to see that. Anyways, in any pair of nippers you want, if there's a gap, you close it with no gap. I think it's focusing on me, right? What if I get out of the way? Will it focus? Well, either way, no gap between the blades, so they close. And they're, you know, small. Just use them like chopsticks. One-handed deal. And these I use for bits and pieces like frog, things that stick out, and the bars. But the walls themselves I use just a file, and I liken it to, you know, if you're cutting your own nails, and the reality is filing your nails makes them stronger, and you can do a more accurate job. Because I'm not coming up on horses that are 8 weeks or something, where you have to nip off an inch or of length, you know, a rasp works really well. Okay, last bit. I've got on a pair of chaps, or an apron, farrier's apron. Now, the best thing about these pockets, it's a little magnet here. It's not very strong, but essentially you can get horseshoe nails to stick to this if you needed to. The only time I'm dealing with horseshoe nails is when I'm removing shoes, but it's got a bit of stick to it. You know, I don't know. It's a weak. I wish it was stronger. I wish they'd put in a really good earth magnet, but they didn't. So 2 pockets on this side, 1 pocket on this side. I don't know why they didn't put 2. Anyways, these were a good deal. And I know I'm going to hear about the color because they're purple. But I like purple. And I had a guy who was going to do armor for horses. We were going to do. I had an idea. I haven't finished yet. I'm not going to tell it all, but and we were talking about colors, and he says purple's the best. He didn't know about these. I didn't tell him anything. He said purple's the best. I said, why? He says, well, it's a royal color. And I said, oh, well, perfect then. So color doesn't matter. Size matters. How they fit. If they're too big, they'll be sloppy and uncomfortable, and too long, they'll be very uncomfortable. If they're too short, again, uncomfortable. They don't go down past your knees. You want them past your knees. If you need to be able to, if you need to be down on your knees, there's a lot of times you'll be in a little bit of dirt, mud maybe, and you want to, mostly you're protecting your pants. You really, if you're busy and you're always working, you're going to want to keep your clothes as good as possible. Anyways, and then the last set of tools obviously is our hoof knife. This is a right-handed hoof knife, and I think I only have right-handed ones here. Yeah, I've got right-handed knives because I use my right hand mostly, but a couple of my knives here have a blade on each side. I do have left-handed knives, but I find them so awkward I just don't use them, and that's personal preference. So this one has a blade only on one side, that side. The other side is, and a lot of farriers, trimmers will swear by the fact that you should have a right hand and a left hand, because there's going to be times you're going to put pressure on this side, and if your knife is sharp, well, obviously you'd cut your hands. But I wear gloves, so I just sort of, you know, push on that, and it's fine. I get by with it, but I wouldn't say it's the best practice, but it works well, because there's going to be times when you're going to be cutting this way, but you also need to cut that way, and in such a case a left-handed knife would do that job. I don't know. Player's choice. Trim as you feel comfortable. So that's what I use for trimming: knives, hoof pick, and rasp. Keep my pants or legs, if I'm wearing shorts, cleaner and more protected by wearing an apron. It's a lot of thick leather here, connected to fabric. It's got a, it's going to be weird, but it's got a big protector on the back for your back, like a support, and then behind the legs are straps that hold the I don't know if you can see that. I can't really see the screen, so you'll have to really bear with me to not be looking at comments. I need an assistant here today. Okay. But I don't have one right now. It's just Lena and I, and 7 other miscreants. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start trimming. We're going to take a look at Lena's feet, and I guess what I'll do is I will flip the camera around and we will take a look at her feet and why I'm going to do the things I'm going to do. So we can see a little bit that Lena's feet are due for a trim, and let me just put some stuff down. We're not ready to trim yet. We got to do some talkings. So let's look from here. Oh, and a safety note for you guys, all you peoples who are thinking about trimming. When a horse steps with their front leg at all, whether they go forward or backward, the knee comes forward. It always comes forward. If you're here anywhere in this vicinity, you will get hit. There, see? Just like that. So thank you, Lena, for being such a fantastic example. And when this hits you, it hurts. You have to just trust me on that one. So when I'm in here, I'm not going to bring my head anywhere in front of the leg, and I'll probably not bring the camera. I'll be very cautious. I'll have a hand here to discourage her from sort of stepping forward so she doesn't smash into the camera, which is my phone. I like having a phone. Here's an example of the apron where you can just tuck it under if it's long enough, and it will sit underneath your knees and give a little more protection. I have sensitive knees, so we can see, we look down the leg. Now, from the camera's perspective, it might not be so easy. From a personal perspective, if you were here and I was teaching you because you're here, it would be very, very obvious. But I think the camera loses the 3D perspective that we need to understand what's going on. So if we look down the leg, we can see that this area here is quite flat. And then it sort of makes a hard corner here a little bit and a little bit here. These are the pillars. We're gonna bring those back, and what we can kind of do, this isn't a definitive thing, but we can kind of take the length from what's called the coronet band down to the toe and sort of apply that all the way across. If we had some kind of measuring tool like that, maybe, you know, you're a little bit furry, okay, so maybe we did that and then we applied that to here. It's not really working well. Forget it. Forget that, because it's curved and it doesn't work. I don't have anything to measure. I use my eyeballs all the time. But we could kind of take a measurement from here to here and see that it is longer than here to here. So she sort of made her own little roll here just through wear and tear. Now the other foot is worse, which is better or not, I don't know. So we can see she's got quite a corner here, quite a flat bit here, and then it comes like that. So that's sort of the first indicator that when I look at a horse's hoof, that if they've got a front area here that is flat, there's a problem. It's not good. She's such a good horsey. Such calm, just chill. Not tied. I just put that there so it's out of the way. Up to you guys what you want to do though. Player's choice. Okay, so we're going to trim these feet according to, you know, starting an idea, looking at it from the front, but we actually don't trim from the outside. It's actually not possible to do that. So, and then we'll look at her back feet in a little bit. Usually the back feet are a little bit in normal shape than the fronts. So, okay, maybe I should look at questions really quickly before we get started. Otherwise, I should probably just do some kind of proper clinic of some sort. But anyhow, okay, let me see here. Bear with me. Maureen says, okay, lumbar protection. Yes, there's lumbar protection in the back. Let me see if I can show that here. It's this bit here, so it comes across, and there's a clip on this side and a clip on this side, so if you're left or right-handed or whatever. And then this bit here, I don't know if you can see that, protects a little for the back. Not a lot though. Usually you just use your legs. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way back. Alright. Let's stare at Lena while we do this. Humidity and temperature are almost the same. Pouring rain in the UK, says Val. Pop's here. Hello, Pop. Ice Gamer. Yo, what's up? Pop, you're 14. Holy crap, man. July 18th is your birthday. Cool, it's almost birthday. Oh no. Happy early birthday. Ice Gamer, man. You've come to the wrong community if you're going to be like that. I'll kick you out of here. Martine says, I keep getting cut. The rasp is huge. I know, I get cut too. Bugs and gnats and stuff. Yeah, we've got Dagmars here. Hello. We've got a lot of mosquitoes and stuff. Lena's patient. She is very patient. Pop, stop asking about race car tracks, man. We're doing hooves today. How would your back feel bending over? Well, you try not to bend over so much, and you will use your legs a lot. Yeah. And I think I've made it to the end almost. Looks like a belt strap around the waist. Maureen, hello Maureen. Yeah, it's minimal, but it works. It helps. It helps. Yeah, it is hard for you. I was actually where was I? I was at a place on the weekend trimming, and I was asked by a guy. He says, well, how's this on your back? How do you manage that? And I said, well, you know, you just use your legs a lot, and I get a lot of exercise daily, so yeah. Okay, I'm going to check in briefly here and there. For questions, feel free to chuck them in. If you chuck some stars ahead of them, then it's easier for me to see. Outside of that, let's get trimming. Now, I'm going to come over here and switch the camera view. And actually, now that I think about it a little more, I'm going to increase the screen brightness because it's so bright here. All right. Now, as long as Lena doesn't move around too much, we should have a pretty good view. And I haven't looked at her feet at all. You guys are with me together on this one. I don't mind. I think it's fantastic. We're going to take a look at what the bottom of the foot looks like, because the bottom of the foot is where we're going to see how to trim. Come on, Lena. Good girl. All right, so down a bit, in a bit. Hopefully she doesn't give me too much trouble. And just got to get comfortable. So we're just going to clean this foot out. And there's a lot of times you can put some decent energy into this and scrape away pretty good. Lena's got really strong feet and lots of depth to it. A horse that maybe didn't have so much, I might go a little easier, or if they gave me any indication that there was some trouble, then I would be careful. So, it's a nice looking frog. The shape is just about right. It's got a big indent in the middle. I like to see that. And her bars are pretty straight. And then we can see now for sure that she's wearing here, and then these parts are kind of long. So I'll let her have her foot back before she yells at me some more. Okay, so I think the first place I'm going to start is with my little nippers. and get the bars and the frog slightly cleaned up. And hopefully, come on, Lena. Hopefully you guys will be able to see some of this. Something like that. Alright, so the frog looks so good that there really isn't anything for me to do other than sort of maybe check out the middle here, make sure there's nothing stuck in there and whatnot, but I really wouldn't want to mess with this. There's no flappy parts, no bits that are kind of hanging off, no problems. Okay, so we'll go for the bars, and I just nip those things down a little bit to a level that I can, when I have my knife, I can clean up nicely. So Lena's starting to shuffle, and after her foot, kind of a pain. What we're going to do, she's actually just continuously moving towards the fence. I think I'm going to leave her like that. She wants to keep going towards the fence, then good luck. Come on, Lena. All right, so that's enough nipping. I don't need to nip anymore. And we'll get our knife out and just start to smooth this over and check it out. Some of this stuff will just come right off. It's not connected, and we're sort of checking these bars to make sure that there's nothing sort of stuck in there and giving us problems, or giving her problems more than anything. I'll do the same thing for this side. Really just trying to smooth it over for the future so that she doesn't trap anything in there. But that's probably about it. And that would be a good start. Now she's asking for a foot back again, so I will let her have it. I don't like fighting with horses over feet. Now, here is where I've talked about, see this back foot? Now watch when I walk over here. See how she's lifting it? And she's very ready to give it to me. So I've talked about this plenty of times. Where sometimes horses will ask for one foot or another first. And you could start on one and see how it goes, but sometimes they get pretty picky, and they'll really argue with you. And I saw a thread on some Facebook group somewhere, and it was just it was all of the complaints that this person had about how their horses are naughty, or they don't listen, or they slam their foot down, or they do all kinds of stuff. And about a quarter of the people in there said, do you realize your horse is probably in discomfort and you should probably listen to it a little bit? And that's kind of a little bit of the case here, where she says maybe you could do the back feet first. So, but give it a go. You don't, I mean, they don't talk, but they communicate. So interpret it as you will. Let's see how this goes. Let's do the back foot. Okay. All right, Lena, I'll do this foot. Ready? Good. So back feet are a little different than picking up front feet. You can lift them all the way up and do like some... Okay, this tripod is... There we go. And you know, you can lift it all the way up, and the horse sort of has to unhitch their back leg a little bit. It's kind of weird. But if you just have it really low, and you can sort of, I don't know, you guys can't see, but it sort of squat down a little bit. I'm bent over a little, but you know, just take a look here, see what we've got. Does she got a problem? Does she not have a problem? Does she just want it cleaned out? So we don't want the frog to be solid in the middle here. It doesn't represent what's inside of the foot. You have to think about that. And I can see that her bar is a little bit laid over on this side here. And this one, I don't know if you guys can see the difference. Let me see if I can make sure the camera's, yeah, we got it pretty good. I'll come kind of center here. Look down at it like that. And you can see how this bar is kind of straight and coming this way, but this one is sort of out and being pushed that way a bit. So we should relieve that. And there she got a little bit of movement. So it sort of tells me that something might be going on right there. And I'll just check out this side. And give her her foot back. So just take a second. And then we'll try again. Say, how about that leg? I'll just ask gently. And if you leave it low, they don't have to sort of unhitch their leg and stuff. You see how I have to brush this off because we're not on the mat. Okay, we're going to take a knife and just check this out. You might be saying, how do you know what to cut? Well, when I'm looking at it, I can see this white stuff here, and this looks very sort of grimy and soft and goopy and stuff. And I can sort of tell that it's old and it can go. So I just start to scrape away that bit, and I can feel her movements when I'm doing this. And here you can see my knife goes right under. So if I were to take a guess, I'd say this whole area can come off. And then you can see there's a big black spot in here of stuff that's got caught. So we're going to try to help her out. There. Whoop, she says, give me my foot back. Okay, we'll just be patient, because hoof trimming is a rough job when you're rushing it sometimes. There, something like that. And that cleans up that. We'll just check this side and give it a bevel. It appears as if my knife is a little dull on that one, so switch to a different knife. And we can see another cavity, so we'll just take that out. And then another cavity here. And then we'll clean up this area in a second. She's asking for a foot back for whatever reason, so there she goes. And maybe look at that mess. We can come back to the front a little here. Something like that maybe. Hopefully. Ask for the front foot again. That's good, because we haven't finished this one by a long shot. We got to start rasping. So with a back foot a little bit more maybe relieved, maybe she's happier, maybe just cleaning it out did the job. I started the heels. And I'm looking at the sole to see where I can get down to. Something like that. And we can probably round off the back of the frog as well. Yeah, something like that. A lot of people feel that getting rid of the little bits in the corner here help the collateral sulci clear out. And I'm just going to round off these areas here, and I would call heels done. Maybe just a smidge more on this side. And so now I'll use the fine side and I'll just round off the edge so it's not sharp. And that's the heels done. So then we can redress the quarters and the pillars in a second. Now, some might say, boy, that takes a long time. Well, it will take a little longer because I'm trying to teach at the same time. So we'll go slow. And Lena will have an appropriate level of patience. And so far so good. Just kind of dozy. Okay, let's get the rest of this front foot done. Unless, of course, there are any questions. Flip the camera so you're not staring at me, staring at the screen. Martine says, Lena's tail is as long as Luke's and Roni's now. Yeah, it's pretty long. She's adorable and helpful and huggable. Looks like a mushroom. Maureen says, do you clean their feet every day? Nope. Yeah, I do trim quite a few. Yes. You're still on the race car thing, eh? We have one racetrack around here. It's a Mission Raceway. It's short. Just a drag strip, I think. There you go. A lot of that stuff has gone away. Okay, so I'm going to get on with... I'll put my glove on, but I need my fingers to press the screen. Let's get on with these hooves. Boy, this is taking long enough that I might just do Roo's later. I'll do Lena's and then let everybody out so we could have some horsey playtime. Come on, Lena. Let's get it done. Okay, so in general, I'm going to try to symmetrically trim her hoof. And I'm going to try to get it to match what she's got already going on. So I'll do half so you guys can see what I mean. Okay, I'll let her have her foot back for a second. Actually, we might as well take a look from the top first. Just have to take my glove off again. You can see it's much more round, normal looking, and the other side has still got a bit of a square to it. So that's that. And then we'll take a look from the bottom. And see. Come on, Lena. Almost done this one. You can see the shape is very, very round and matches where this front wear pattern is. And then this side is still kind of weird. So hopefully that makes some sense. I'm going to quickly do the other side before she gives me too much of a complaint. And we're almost done. Using the fine side. Finish it. And that's a done job. Symmetrical. Not trimmed from the top. So that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Okay, let's do the back. Show you guys a back foot trim. Is that right? That's right. Want to get rid of sand. It's a good way to dull your tools. So I'm giving the frog a bit of a bevel, and then I'm just going to lightly take the tip off there and just check out, make sure there's not a bunch of stuff stuck under there. Flatten this a bit, not much, and get rid of this little tiny bit in the corner. And that's a little better. There, there. It's subtle. Let's check out the bar. A little overgrown, but not too bad. Back. And see what she thinks. She says, can you do a little more? Yes, I can. Okay, we're going to do the walls now. I'm giving it a bevel on the outside there. Pretty much to match the toe again, but you know. Just be cautious, we don't want to go too far. And that's half. Lena, can you give me your foot, please? If that makes sense. Kind of a warm day, but not too bad. Could use with a bit more of a breeze. So heel doesn't need to come down much on this one at all. Usually the backs are pretty good for heels. It's these pillars and toes that usually kind of get a little long. Give it a good bevel there. Clean it off. We're almost done. And that's pretty good. Okay, let's take a break. Just put you guys on here and switch the camera to Lena. She's now got her back right foot rested up. So maybe I had some good jobs there on that back left. Okay, see if there's any questions. Okay, Aileen, hello. I know it's necessary, but do you ever trim their chestnuts? Yes, I do, sometimes. It can be necessary if they're super long and kind of hanging out there. Sometimes people will pull them off, they'll peel them off and stuff. And if you sort of take too much, you can actually cause them to bleed. So trimming them can be beneficial. Some horses will just chew them off themselves. Look at her. She's like, are we done yet? Can you do the other side? I'm lopsided now. Yes, you are. So yeah, so sometimes I do, and not very often though. Starlene's here. Hello, Starlene. I don't know if I've missed anybody. If I've missed you, say hello, and I promise I'll say hello back. Let's see. Says I can't trim my horses anymore. My back and knees are bad. Yeah, it's hard work. Okay, Maureen says, what height should the from be compared to the rest of the hoof? Do you mean frog? Yep, there you are. Yep, sorry, frog. What height should the frog be compared to the rest of the hoof? The frog should be just a little less than the wall height. So the frog should never stand proud, be taller than the hoof wall. She's literally like a foot away from the camera, just staring. Should never be proud of the wall. So trimming the frog is very common. There used to be a misconception you should never touch the frog, but it's not right. It's not correct. That's been proven over and over again, thankfully. And it should sit a little less than the wall height. And that would be a good thing. So hopefully that makes sense. Ryan's here. Hello, Ryan. She's so docile, staying totally still. Yeah, she's a good horse. Free, because nobody wanted her. Okay, so Lena, you're in the wrong position. I'm not going to put myself up against the fence. So we have to move everything around. So let's do that. We'll bring our barrel. Lena moves over nicely. I'll put you guys here for a minute while I sort Lena's position out. Come here. Perfect. I mean, pretty perfect. Okay, so we're working on the next foot. I'm going to go a little quicker since I've just finished explaining trimming, a lot. So let's put you guys maybe there. Hopefully she doesn't give any trouble. Look at trimming. Good girl, Lena. Maybe there. Okay, let's give it a clean out. Great frog. Really happy with the frog. Bars don't look too bad. She's a little taller on one side than the other. So let's get that sorted. Just little tiny ragged bits there I'm removing. And that's a good start. I'll give her a foot back. She can have a think on how that feels, hopefully a little better. To put your rasp in the sand. Okay, I'll finish up the bars and make sure the frog's tip top. Something to be cautious of is a sort of a false height in there. So I'll check it out, see where the live sole is. This is very hard material. But I can see that there's the big cracks in there, and so everything forward of it is actually just overgrowth that she doesn't really need or should have. There, see, it's sort of showing itself a little more when I carve it away a bit, but we'll probably leave it at that. Don't see any reason to go deeper further. I know. Just going to give you a little bevel here. Double check the center, make sure there's nothing sort of stuck in there. Just doing a lot of asking. Hang on, Lena, it's just slightly. There you go. She's almost come off the mat, so I'm just going to side pass her over. Right, how about forward? And we'll come back to finishing this hoof. Here. I think I have a little bit left to do in the center. Oh, come on, Lena. Yeah, I'm not going to force her leg up. I'm just get her knee to bend a little and make it a lot easier. Just going to lower this frog a bit at the back because I'm going to be lowering the heels a bit. And the frog will happily go down far enough to meet the heel length. So we want to be able to reduce that. And then some of this frog is just old and ready to go, which we can tell by how white and chalky it is. And just double check up front there. Yeah, something like that. The rest she'll sort of wear off herself. Give a little curve and a bevel. There. And I'd say that's a good setup to now work on the walls. All right, hopefully YouTube is still running. It is. I'll put you guys right there, right at her belly almost. Okay, are you ready? Let's do this. Come on, good girl. Now I'm right-handed, so sometimes I'll take a leg and I'll chuck it in underneath like this so I can use my right hand better. Just have to be careful. It's a lot like working with wood. You know, you're just checking it out, looking at it from slightly different angles, and just slowly sanding and filing it down. Get it to match this nicely centered wear pattern. Okay, I'm going to take a short break. Ask her to step forward just a step. One more. Go on. Good girl. And we're almost done this foot. Now I can work on the back foot because she's already prepared. You'll notice I never trim from the front. Thank you, Lena. I always trim from the bottom because you can't tell where to trim without looking at the sole. Come on. Nope. So we're going to leave the wall a little higher than what the sole is. Just give her a good, because this is exactly what it is at the toe. It's slightly higher, and it's minimal. And then we just get the symmetry to sort of match up. Should be good. When I'm trimming, I try to stay cognitive of how many times I go tap, 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 because I do think it's uncomfortable. So when I'm trimming like this, I'll try to be moving already rather than smack it, because I think hitting them with a rasp is bothersome. So I just try to be cautious, and that's pretty good. And you'll be able to see from the front that they're much more round and normal looking. No sharp edges, no corners. Well, 1 foot to go. Put you guys like that. All right, last foot. How about this one, Lena? I did want that one. I'm all done with that one. Thanks. You guys are way too close. I need to go over there. Yeah, I can immediately tell the frog needs a trim. And this outside bar is maybe going outside a little bit, but to be honest, they're both kind of straight and I like them. You know, you need to be more patient. Can I have your foot back, please? Thank you. All right. Wipe off the sand. Let's use this knife. All right, let's figure out where these bars are. Yeah, roundabout's there. We'll bevel this. Like that. And then I can tell just by looking at it that there's going to be little pockets, as you can see. That comes from experience. Same thing, another little pocket there. Just some overgrowth, we'll take care of that. Hard bars. It's summertime, it's kind of normal. So just straighten those out a bit. Alright, well, thanks for putting your foot down. I'll have to brush it off again. Let's see, Lena. Thank you. We'll just see what's underneath here. It's pretty white, so sort of some old material we can work with to remove. Probably feel good. Get rid of that little cavity there, clean that up, get the center cleaned out, and then, oh, hang on, Lena. Let me just finish this last bit. Give her back her central sulcus. And these little cavities here can go as well. Like that. And a bevel. Frog's done. Bars are done. Next up is the walls. And then we'll be all finished. I can answer some questions maybe. Pretty warm. Okay, this is it. Lena, are you ready? Stop going backwards. Come forward, please. A little bit forward. Come on. Good girl. Okay, hopefully the last time. I want this one. Thank you. You guys are super close. Hang on. All right. Nothing to do with the heels here. This side needs to come down, but this one's good. We'll match this toe area here. Like that. And then do the other side. Okay, we're almost ready for cleanup. small change to make over here. I think we're pretty good. Lena was a good horsey. Carrots all around. All right. Tools down, gloves off. Time. 1 hour. Holy cow. That's a long trim. That's a long trim, people. Okay. Any questions? Kirsty's here. Hello, Kirsty. Okay. Val says, I'll work my way upwards, so bear with me. Val says, how long did you last trim Lena? Interesting how each foot wears slightly differently, but similar. Good point. Yes. They do wear similar. What I'm really happy to see, I think the most important wear pattern to see for Lena, maybe we'll let her go. Better close the gate. So the most important wear pattern to me, so for her, is the toe. And I like to see that all 4 feet now are wearing nicely the center of the toe. All right, hang on. Coming through. Okay, you're free. Go cruise around or whatever you want to do. She's off. So yes, the wear pattern of her toes is really important. The wear pattern of the heels is also important because we can tell, you know, which one's taller or shorter based on maybe how they twist their foot or how they might step down. So if the inside is lower than the outside, then they sort of have a disposition to lower that inside corner more than the outside, and so the outside doesn't wear as much. And then as the outside gets longer and longer, it just gets worse and worse. So in cases like that, you want to do trims reasonably often. Personally, if I lived in an ideal world, I'd trim these guys every 2 weeks. It's easier, there's less of a mess. I mean, look at this. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, to me, that's a lot. But she's got big feet and thick walls, and she's scratching. Up, shake. Good girl. Yeah, so there you go. Martine, what about using a little stand where the foot could rest to relieve your back? Perhaps not convenient. No, I had one, I sold it. Hated it. It always got in the way. You always having to try to set it up. The horse walks a little bit, you got to reset it up. I just found it such a chore to use because I don't tie them. I don't make them stay in one spot. They get to shuffle around and stuff, and so it just wasn't for me. Not for my style. Other people love them. And then it's not that my back hurts at all. Actually, my arms hurt more than my back. Yeah. Maureen thinks she's a good trained horse. You know, the funny thing, Maureen, I don't know about if it's training or just, you know, what if she's trained me? You know, what if she says, oh, perfect, you're finally back there. Here's my leg. Deal with it now, human. What if she's trained me? That's the funny part. But she does appear, you know, quite good. And so I try to liken it to that if I do a good job trimming and they feel better, then they're naturally going to just pick up their foot and give it to me. Because Gracie is a great example of, and I've told this story probably too many times, maybe. And when very first day I met her, I was told that they couldn't trim her and they needed a tranquilizer. And so I had done, probably by then I'd done about half hour of training with her. Hadn't done anything with her feet. Didn't lift up even one. And so got the tools, put on the apron, had the gloves, got the rasp. I walked up to her and I reached for her foot and she just plain gave it to me. So, yeah, go figure. I don't know. I question that a lot. But I appreciate the compliment towards her. Joel's here. Hello, Joel. Hey, Ron. Yeah, so. Yeah, Starlene, I agree with you. Hard to understand what she was unwanted because she does what she still does to this day, which is walk through people's hands. But I was demonstrating on Saturday or Sunday, I think. I was doing a lesson and I was riding Lena, and there's a bird right behind Lena's leg. Doesn't even occur to a horse to kick out and smash it or nothing, eh? There's nothing in them. Got to grab some horses here. Anyways, and I was demonstrating how I could get Lena to back up with my body. I didn't need to pull on her face. She wasn't going to go through my hands because I wasn't using my hands to direct her backwards. I think it's a lot of that kind of stuff. And so the harder on your face you get, her face you get, it seems the more resistant she gets. And so, you know, oh, watch out. Okay, what I'm going to do, put you guys up in the usual spot, and we'll chuck some more horses out, because I can't believe that was a whole hour to do. Actually, I kind of can believe it. What I'm talking about. Of course, it was an hour to do. Just going to extend the tripod legs and put some horses out to play. And maybe shortly I'll do Roo. Roo's feet are much easier than Lena's. Probably the most physically intensive horse to trim because her feet or her walls are so thick. But none of the other horses, well, maybe Nanner. Nanner's got some pretty big feet as well. So up a little taller. So they're pretty hard, you know, it's a lot of work to do it. Too much zoom. Something like that. Yeah, and then, yeah, that's right. Hello, Barb. So yeah, if they feel good, then, you know, it makes my job easier in the future as well. You know, if they know me as the guy that helps their feet feel better. Right? If you go to the doctor and the doctor always makes you feel better, you're gonna be happy to go to that doctor. If they don't, you're gonna be like, I need a new doctor. So pretty normal. All right, let's we finished up hoof trimming. Let's chuck some horses out. I guess I'll start with Luke, work my way down to the back, and then come forward to Nanner and Roo, I guess. Yeah. So bear with me while I grab horses, and hopefully that was interesting. Any more questions? Chuck them in. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, jeez. I don't know if that... We're on COVID, are we? Well, I had to work a little bit with Roni there because he took off on me, and I thought, nope, we can't have that. And I think I mentioned in a previous video, live stream probably, that lack of work with Roni is getting him a little worried. It's something just, you know, lack of good consistency of looking for the subtleties of human communication. Yeah. Sally Ann's here. Hello, Sally Ann. Kathy's here. Hello, Kathy. Kathy, I answered your question about Mia. I don't know if you saw it. Happy to public about my thoughts. I don't have anything bad to sort of say other than I worried for those for the videos that I'd seen. I'd worried about whether or not somebody might try to replicate, and I think the thoughts that went through my head is that she's so highly skilled in certain aspects that if someone were to think they could replicate it, they might find themselves squished. It's like, oh my god, no. English is her second language, so sometimes, and I have a second language too, so I know how it feels to teach in a second language, and it's hard. I respect that 100%. So I said, well, let's see, because that's stuff I watched from like 5-6 years ago. I'm looking forward to seeing what she does. I like how she rides a lot, even. I actually like it a lot. Some of the stuff she was doing with stallions, and I knew of another lady who's since passed away. I can't remember the name of her channel, but she was quite concerned as well in that regard. So that was more what I was referring to. But, Val says, neat work with Roni. Ah, you got it. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, good. Thanks, Val. Yep. So I'm going to do a lot. I think I might do a week series with Roni. He is an amazing horse. I have not experienced such incredible sensitivity. They already knocked down the barrel. Who did that? I gotta go get the other two horses here, but I'll come back and chit chat with you guys. Maybe get a drink of water real quick. But yeah, groundwork with stuff is super important. I can't have him leaving me in a rush like that or bolting out of the halter. It's unacceptable. It's totally unacceptable. And I haven't... I mean, he's excited to be with the girls. He's got to get his way out. He's got to do something. Look, he's chasing Luke off of Lena and stuff. But he is... Look at him. It's like, Luke, move it. And Luke has to move it. He says, well, next girl. Such a good horse. Okay, so that little groundwork bit there, I'm actually going to cut that out later in the live stream and make a dedicated video for it. And that will be the... Maybe that'll be part of the intro or the kickoff of his series. I really like him. But man, that weird... It's not weird. That habit, that pattern of his really bothers me. And I have been sitting on it for too long. So I'd say maybe it's the lack of a good pattern from me. Pop's back. Cool, Pop. Thanks for coming back. Who says they love Roni? Sally Ann. Yeah, he's a cool horse. So I'll do more with him. But that little bit there, that... Look at Luke get pushed around by Gracie lately. She did that yesterday. She bit him and he left. He didn't kick out or nothing. Okay, I gotta go get the big horse and the other cow. Something from his past. Yeah, maybe. I mean, when I first got him, he'd been trained by a young girl who I think is pretty good. You know, she's a very good person for that matter. I have nothing bad to say about her. But some of the things that she would do weren't what I would do, and I think, okay. Um, and I'll probably talk a little bit about that in a constructive way. I, you know, talk about maybe the reasons or some of the effects that we might be trying to get, but how it might inhibit future stuff. Gracie really loves that barrel. Here it comes. It's back to Luke. Get away from Rudy. I'll kick you in the butt. Those guys are so much fun. He's a faker though. He doesn't really attack much. Luke says, "Really, come here and let me give you a massage." Oh boy. Okay, let's go get the other two, and I will be right back. See Lena yell at Ruli? Huh. Yell. That's so weird, eh? I don't know why I said that. Okay. Come on, Manor. You're next. You need to drop that? love at first sight today. So everybody's out. I need a drink of water. Martine says, I never saw Ronnie do what he did. Oh, Shelby's here. Hello, Shelby. Martine, what do you mean? Never saw Ronnie do what he did, as in jump out of the halter, or you didn't see him jump out of the halter? So everybody's out for playtime and grooming time. Obviously, Nana and Luke are experts at this particular job. And the rest of them sort of just wander around. Probably nap time soonish. Starlene says, my internet is 20 minutes behind. Hughes net. That sucks. Comes Gracie. She's coming to get Rue and teach him a lesson. She says, don't you leave. Come over here, you whatever breed you are. Nobody else is bugging him though. Everybody just wanders around, gets some exercise, a little socialization, some chitty chat. Shelby says, I saw a video you filmed the deer and mentioned the bear poop. Yeah, well, there's bear and deer here reasonably often. But, I don't know. Maybe. I wouldn't worry too much. It'll pass. Doesn't seem skittish now. You know, it wasn't skittish yesterday. So maybe it was just a one-time thing. No sweat. Just keep practicing, and as I was telling you, out of the 4 horses I rode today, only 4 of them need work. So, in the same boat. I had one that was, we were in an enclosed arena. Like it was a covered, enclosed, totally tight. Like this, can't see any critters anywhere. I think we did more sideways work than we did anything else. Good exercise for everybody involved. Pop says, saw your Sleepy Horses videos. They're funny. They are funny, actually. I watched that one back of Nanner being super noisy, snoring. And I had to laugh. It's so noisy. Really loud. And she's known for that. You can hear her halfway across the yard kind of thing. Gracie sure puts up a lot of action for... Oh, Lena's going to tell her where to go. See that? Peggy. I think Lena had come up and around, and that sort of bothered Peggy. So she was going to get a little busy, but Lena says, take off. Somebody had said in a comments section, I responded, I said, I got 2 mares and they don't get along that well, but I got to keep them together. Any suggestions? And my main suggestion to that was just make sure they both have food in separate locations. And in fact, if you can, you could even make sort of a visual block. Like if you were to have a shelter with 2 sides to it, and in the middle of the wall, and they each can feed on their own side. Not look at each other, it can be helpful. Or 2 shelters farther apart, something in between. They can't really see each other, but that can be helpful. But if I were to put any of the horses together that didn't get along here, I must make sure that they've got 2 places to eat from. They wouldn't share a shelter. And lots of food. A lot of aggression comes from food aggression. Try not to laugh. Yeah. See a lot of those. I don't watch them, but I see a lot of them on YouTube. Comes Gracie. She's going to try again. Says, "Can I have Luke, please?" Nanner says, "No. Rawr. Take off." But Gracie doesn't move. She just sort of yelled a little. Just gonna go over the girls maybe, or yoga time. Might be yoga time. Roni and Ruli are. Somebody had commented. Ruli's quite quiet and calm lately, and seems at peace. And I thought, yeah, she does. It's a lot more peaceful. Yeah, yoga time. Crazy. Says, watch out. Well, I think I'm going to have a quick snack. I'll leave this running a little bit just in case it's interesting. The white and brown ones, the white and dark brown is Rue. That's Roni. That's Ruli. That's Luke. That's Ohana. Gracie. Rue. And then, of course, Lena and Peggy. Kirsty says Rue and Peggy are my favorites. How come? What makes them your favorite? I'm curious. Come over here. Let's see them a bit better. So, Rue, Lena, Peggy. Oh, you meant Roni. Yeah. What? Yeah. Roni, Ruli. All right, well, next up is a quick drink of water, I think a little snack, and as I said, he's next for trimmings. Well, are they going to play? Co-groom? What's happening here? As long as he doesn't target Ruli, I think Roni's kind of okay. Oh, oh. Everybody's yelling at Roni. Poor guy. Alright, let's zoom out. A smidge. These guys are just grooming. Not much to watch there. It's pretty quiet. Afternoon time is usually pretty quiet. I'm going to leave you guys like this while I go get a drink. A snack. And then trimmings. I'll be back. Can't believe Gracie's right in the middle of everybody, just lying down. She's a little bothered by it, but oh, she's got some flies more than anything. See Lena? Look at her. She is smart. I'm holding these things like this, and she's already got it figured out. It's carrot time. Thanks to all my carrots members. Buy carrots. Got a 3-pound bag this morning when I went shopping. Filling them up. Restocking. The last carrots from the old bag. So, it's a good time. Okay, I'm going to go give carrots. So, going to stay safe. well, not my safest experience. So sometimes you got to get a rope or something that you know, has some length to it, because Gracie turned around. Rue got one. Hello, Susan. Dark guy 3000. Hello. um what was I saying? Anyways, yeah, that's right. Gracie had turned around and indicated that she was going to tell me to stop following or asking her to go. The problem was is that she turned around. It wasn't so much that the further progression of that poor behavior had continued. I don't know if it was poor behavior, but just undesirable behavior. So it's important to work on that so she doesn't feel like she's going to come up to me and say, gimme. Carrot training, treat training. What are you going to do? You got to practice. And I can't have them crowd me. I can't concentrate on so many horses at once, so you got to make some space. Sometimes you got to have a tool to do it with. In my case, it's just the lead rope. I tell people all the time, get good with your lead rope, get good at swinging it, get good at making yourself bigger, swishing your tail essentially. So less trouble the better. Safer. Okay, carrots are done. I'm going to grab Rue. I'm going to leave you guys out here. I already taught you everything I know about trimming. Maybe not everything, but quite a bit. So I'm going to put you guys back a little bit. I'm going to grab Rue and bring him to the front and keep everybody off of us. I don't know, maybe what I can do is I can bring you guys in a little closer. Something like that. And it's just a wider angle, but closer. And Gracie's right in the middle. Here comes Luke. So I'm all out of carrots. Yeah. Look at them all, waiting for carrots. Carrots taste good. It's a tasty treat. Okay, I need to go get that guy right there. Gracie, you can't win against that one. I don't know. Everybody leave. Get out of here. Hold on, Piggy. Okay. Perfect. Ah. Rue's in the right spot. Let's trim him. I wonder if I can trim somebody else today. Got a lot of other things to do, but so hopefully the beginning of this video made a lot of sense. The first hour is all trimming. Essentially, I'm going to be replicating that with Rue. My tools are all over there. Oh, jeez. Oh, wait. Right, Drew, we don't need any Arabians around here. Oops. Doesn't have any carrots. You got your one carrot. New one. Hey, don't do that. Leave it alone. New one. Very good trouble. Next. Come on again. Rue's actually really easy to trim. He's a very well behaved horse. He worries a little bit about the others. Oh my, I don't want to scratch. Not you. No, no. Morning, don't bother, buddy. Take off. Here you go. Horse management 101. Okay, buddy. You're done. You're free. You're welcome. Okay, you're next. Let's see. Stay here, okay? Oh, it's hot. I genuinely think I have a lineup. It's weird. Oh no, I've only done one of Luke's feet. He's gone. Okay, well, off I go. Come here, buddy. Come on. You want me to do your feet? Okay, let's see. Okay, Piggy. Are you okay? I know you just lied down to have a sleep. Cool. Sit in the shade for a little bit. I'm a little warm. Don't know if I'll have any questions on that stuff. I might have to start a new channel called When Horses Choose to Have Their Feet Trimmed. Jeez, I mean, it was turning into a lineup of horses. But I got Lena done, Peggy done, half of Gracie done, half of Luke done, all of Rue done. So what have I got? 1, 2, 3, plus 2 halves. 3 plus 2 half horses to do. 3 plus 2 half horses. That's okay. They live with me, so I can do it whenever I want. Okay, let's see if I had any. Now that took a little while. Kirsty says, I feel like I could watch for hours. Well, no problem. We're on our 3rd hour. And then Susan said Rue didn't get any. He actually did get some. I went to him. Rebecca said that was fun to watch. You handled it well. Pop went off to a local track in Houston. Social distancing. Kirsty says awaiting customers. And I'm kidding. Brenda says looks like he's dancing Gracie. Was that when I was trimming her? Starlene says Gracie comes up for a hoofacure. That's a good name for a business. Hoofacure. Yeah. Her front feet are nice. I'm actually really happy with those. The back feet are looking pretty good for the most part. Little bits and pieces still concerned. Not perfect. But I'm hopeful everything will clean up. Brenda says, I wish I could own Piggy or Rue. Who else said Piggy or Rue? Somebody back a little bit said Piggy and Rue is their favorite. Starlene says, my favorite is Gracie, but I'm partial to Arabians and Mustangs. Crystal says, or Kirsty, sorry, wish I knew someone and anyone close I owned a horse. Really want to be around a horse again. It's nice to be around horses until you gotta trim them. I'm just kidding, it's not that bad. It's a little bit of work. It's nice there's a breeze kicking up. It helps cool me off, but you know, it's exercise. But I wouldn't do it any other way. Getting your horse's hooves trimmed costs anywhere between 40 and 60 bucks a horse. If you got a shoe, if you choose to shoe them, you know, it can be upwards of 250. And so it's pricey. I got 4 horses. I wouldn't be able to pay 200 bucks a month for hoof maintenance. You know, 2,400 bucks a year. It's not why I learned how to trim, and I certainly wasn't necessarily trying to make a job out of it. But it kind of goes part and parcel with rehab. You gotta have good feet. So. Susan says Piggy's looking very fit. She is quite fit. She's a little tubby, but for the most part she's got great muscle on her, and Gracie's down again. Ida's here. Hello, Ida. Not sure if I'm catching you. Isis, hello. Hoof day. It is hoof day. When I get a little bit more energy, I'm going to do nanners as well. I got to finish up Gracie and Luke, I think, and then there's 3 left. Nanners, Roni, and Ruli. But Roni was done a week or 2 ago. It wasn't very long, so I don't really need to get on with him. And Ruli's needs just a little maintenance. That's about it. So she's actually quite minimal. I might just quickly. Be nice to have them all on the same schedule, but trimming 8 horses in one day is a lot of work. Not not within my stamina limitations. Olives is here. Hello, Olives. And the white barrel is down. Yes. Thanks, Piggy. Feet. yeah, it's a hoof day, and um, everybody's got different feet, you know. I'm still bringing Gracie's front hoof heels down. Um, I've been consistently bringing them down further to where the foot lets me to. The frogs are much smaller than they used to be. It got to be at least an inch smaller, shorter. So hers are interesting. Peggy is getting there. I think she was shod from young age on, and so her feet tend to flatten out a bit. Um, something's crying over there. It's weird. Huh. Anyhow, can't hear it anymore. Maybe something got caught and it's eaten. Oh well. Yeah, so that's Gracie. And then Rue. Rue is interesting. He wears his feet down quite well, but a little unevenly. So I'm going to, and his back feet are they just need a rounding and slight change in the bar. He's one of those horses that really wears his own feet down enough that there's very little to do, just balance and what they refer to as a Mustang roll, which is just to inhibit chipping. Minor cleanup on the bottom, he was good. Peggy is, yeah, she's still trying to get her heels to stand a little taller, trying to get her toes and her quarters not to flare. And a while ago, she had a big abscess or something in one of her back feet, and there's still a little remnant of it, but you know, it's just a pinhole now, and so that's good. Luke, he is a little bit like Peggy, where it's just a constant battle to not have him flare outwards. His back feet are fantastic. It's his fronts that I struggle with to just maintain. Lena, as you guys saw for the first hour of this whole video, something is definitely something's going on over there. I can hear some crunchy sounds. Let's go take a look. Problem with walking on the sidewalks or walkways here is they're crunchy noisy. Lena's looking somewhere over there. I don't know. Anybody want to come and weed this? Back to the comfort of my chair. If I were to guess, it sounded like a mouse got caught or something, or a squirrel. I don't know. So let's see, Luke's feet, his back feet are quite fantastic, but again, the fronts have struggled with a bit. Lena's are good. They just grow so darn fast and are a lot of work to trim. But she's pretty well balanced, actually. I'm really quite happy with hers. Nanner also has fast growing feet. Let's see, Roni's looking over there too. So I got to keep up with Nanners quite a bit. Who am I missing? When Ruli first came here, she had some overgrowth. She had some, geez, it's a tough one. She had some overgrowth that was there for a reason, but also inhibiting healthy growth. So she took a little bit to get all fixed up. She's much better. Roni, his challenge I have with him are his toes and his bars. His bars seem to grow very quickly, and in turn it sort of inhibits his frog growth as well. So he's challenged, but staying sound, you know. I think he had one abscess about 6 months ago in one of his back feet. And I didn't even know it until weeks later. Yeah. I was trimming him one day when David was here, and I was like, man, you got to see this, because it was just when the heel was coming off. It could safely be cut off. Because when they blow abscess at the back, they end up growing a brand new heel down. Why is Roni getting mad? Look at that. I really had to leave. And then so they grow a brand new heel after the abscess sort of separates out the bar and the heel walls. So it was really, really interesting. It was quite a while ago. It was all done now. I hadn't even noticed really. So we've got 3 horses down. It's nap time. It's been 3 hours though. I should probably get on with putting these guys back soon for some food. It's getting on that time. But nobody's asking to come in. Maybe it really is. So yeah, a lot of hoof stuff kind of goes on. Everybody's got different feet, totally different feet. Luke is such a pest, eh? Why does he have to do that? Peggy says, fine, I'm up. He walks off. What a jerk. Okay. What else can I say? Yeah, that's all of them. I think Rue's going to go down for a nap. Rebecca says, I remember the story about the horse that passed. You told it on your birthday. My birthday? Oh. It was quite sad. It is a sad, sad thing. That horse had some serious hoof problems right from the beginning. It is a story I hope to tell in full. It's good education. Yeah, that was a pretty big deal. Keels Max says Nanners went after Rue again. Oh yeah? Yeah, he kicked out last time too, but yesterday Nanners was in good behavior, so I let them all out again. And so far she's been pretty good. She's chased him off well. As long as he gets away for the most part. Oh, Brenda's coming out for weed whacking. Cool. Look forward to you making it out here. If you could, eh? Well, you can. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. Okay, so that was a lot of trimming. In that round, I did, what did I do? I did Peggy, half of Luke, half of Gracie, and Rue. So 2 and 2 half horses. Yeah. And Lena was the lesson horse from earlier. I'm really tempted to do Ruli since she's right there. And everybody's quiet. I think I have a little bit more energy. I'm gonna go quickly do Ruli. Bring you guys to there. Should be good. Well, I did half a Ruly, but I'm pretty tired now, so I'll do the rest tomorrow. Hope Brenna's out to cook supper. Hot in Southwest Florida. Oh, Missy's here. Hello, Missy. Yeah, Piggy's back down. You're still alive. I know, right? 3.5 hours in. Mostly it's been hoof trimming. I just finished weed eating in my mind. Thanks, looks great. Yeah, mostly hoof trimming. I mean, everything I'm doing is kind of the same as the first hour when I worked on Lena. How many horses we got down? 4. 4 out of 8. Rue was down, then he got back up. So yeah. Ruli's feet have always been interesting. She always gets what's called retained sole, and it's a combination sometimes of the sole, which is the bottom of the hoof, and sort of bar that goes over top of it that helps it retain. So I'm always trying to clean that stuff and just get it, you know, balanced and all that kind of stuff. But her feet are really, really nice. I should do a proper video just of hers to show you what a foot really can look like. That's sort of more normal compared to Lena's. Lena's are huge, but Ruli's got more normal sized feet. So anyways, it's nap time. Everybody's a statue, taking it easy. I'm gonna do chores. Brand new hay bags are going out for everybody. When they go back in, they'll all have a big meal to have waiting for them. It'll be nice. And that's it. So I think I'm gonna leave it at that. 3.5 hours does seem plenty. And I think my phone's getting real low on juice. Yep, 10%. So I should go. Thank you everybody for coming in. Great questions, great comments. I hope you guys all have a terrific day or evening, wherever you are on the planet. It's still afternoon here. After a quick snack again. You're welcome, Rebecca. Hopefully it was interesting. At the very least entertaining. But yeah, it kind of makes me, I mean, Kathy had brought up When Horses Choose channel. So I made a little joke. I should have a When Horses Choose to have their hooves trimmed channel. I think it's funny. But, you know, I try not to tie the horses. I try not to even halter them. If they stick around, great. As you can see, the only vagrant today was Luke, but it was mainly because Gracie, my other horse, was chasing them around a bit. Kind of makes me wonder if I should have done her back feet, so she'd be completely, oh, Lena's down, completely happy. So, you know, it's interesting thing. I've heard of their trimmers where they have, holy cow, look at Luke right in the middle of those three. We gotta go look at this. But I've heard of trimmers out there that go around. I wonder if Roni's gonna go down. Where they just kind of wander around with their tools and the horses come up to them. Let's go see how close Luke is to Peggy. Can she use him as a pillow? I think so. Let's go find out. What a goof. Okay, my battery is really low. Hi, Rons. You're looking awfully muddy. Peggy, what do you think of that? What if he toots in your face? She says, it's cool, I'll just lie down here. think she'll lie down? She might. Of course, now Luke's in the way of nanners as well, if she were to lie down. There's Luke's feet. I just trimmed. Oh, she's down. Oh, Luke's farting. Just like I said. Okay, enough of that. Yeah, so it's adorable. And then of course there's these two. So we've got 5 horses. There we go. Come on, Rue, get in the picture. There. That should be the thumbnail. Right there. Click. That should be today's thumbnail. 3 hours, 29 minutes in. I'll see if I can capture that and make it the thumbnail. Otherwise, YouTube picks it itself. It's cool, right? I mean, just a bunch of good horsies. Roni is almost down, I swear. He's thinking about it. He's so sleepy. Luke wants to lie between the girls, of course. What's that? Let's see. Missy says, always impressive to watch you trim. Thanks, Missy. Chrissy says, thanks for the live stream. You're welcome too, Rebecca. Such a good bunch. That's nice. Oh, do I get 6 out of 8? If I stand here, does it make a difference? It's going down. Bam. New thumbnail. There. Let's get a little more sky in that picture. 3 hours, 30 minutes. This is the new thumbnail. Kind of waiting for Roni to go down, but I don't have enough battery. I'm at 8%. It's gone down 2%. Okay, well, alright you guys, I hope you enjoyed trimmings. But remember, the first hour is where it's all at. The rest of it is just me in the distance, trimming everybody. It's a little bit of horsey playtime. Some chitty chats about stuff. That's a good one. It's going to take forever for YouTube to process this, so I guess the proper, with the chat in there, really almost went down. Piggy's out. Just gonna kick Luke in the butt. That would be hilarious. Well, not that hilarious, but kind of hilarious, right? Look. She's almost kicking him in the butt. Get him, Piggy. Reach a little further. See, there's a Peggy's feet after a trim. Good shape. Getting there. Heels are coming up. Yep. Slowly but surely. Oh, Gracie's up. You okay? Oh yeah. Hello. A little sand on your eyeball. Can I brush it off for you? Okay, I gotta go get stuff. Oh, Rooney's going down. Let's catch him before I shut this thing down. Lie down, Rooney. Be brave. Roni and his smile. Okay, well, let's say goodbye. We'll leave on Roni. Hey, buddy. He says, no tickling my nose. Let's try one more time. I want him to reach. Reach. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good. 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 Bump. It's like a fist bump. bump, 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 bump. Okay, I'm gonna end it here for surezies. Bump, 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 bump. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm out.